There's a reason I always say go play guitar at the end of my videos. I even changed the name of my channel into that phrase because it just kept hitting me right. It's simple, it's to the point, and it's true. We should all just go play guitar. But that's not always what happens, is it? Life gets in the way. It could be your schedule, leaving you tired and beat after a long day where you have to pick between an hour or two of guitar or sitting down and enjoying a movie before bed. It could be the responsibility of running a business. Or maybe it's a household full of kids, leaving you completely exhausted mentally and ready to crash by the time you do get a minute to yourself. Maybe you're dealing with childhood trauma, I don't know.
Dewey, I'm cut in half pretty bad. You have to be double great.
Wow, that's a lot of pressure, Nate.
Or it could be that, frankly, you may just be fucking bummed out at life right now and you just don't have motivation to play guitar. Whatever it is, I just want you to know that I understand. I've been there. We all have. But we can't give up on playing guitar because, for a lot of us, it kind of saved us from some hard times back in the day. For me, it was my escape from a dysfunctional family life. It was a way to ignore the bullies in school that called me names and started fights and block out the alcoholic loser that was abusing my mom. When that loser finally left, it was a way to block out my mom's new brand of abuse, her way of lashing out after her traumatic experience. I was alone. Even my friends didn't know everything that was happening. But my guitar was always there. A loud source of escape that made me feel like I had control over something. In fact, most of the guitar players I bonded with throughout my life had similar stories. I'm sure there's lots of people out there that just enjoyed it for wholesome reasons, but birds of a feather flock together, and my birds were emo ravens flying in the night. But for all the help it did to myself and my peers, sometimes we just get burnt out and need to recharge. Get away from the instrument and find new things to occupy our time. Maybe it's trying to find a career path or dealing with a life change. Whatever the reason, we all take breaks, and that's fine. But I also saw a common pattern in myself and my friends. We would spend so much time away from the instrument that picking it back up seemed distant, sometimes almost intimidating. What if I don't have what it takes to play anymore? What if I just sell this shit and get it out of my life already? You may think that's a little dramatic, but I've seen it dozens of times. I've seen people come into Guitar Center to sell all their stuff saying, I just don't play anymore and I need the cash. And I've seen people walk in to buy a new rig all over again and say, I stopped playing and sold all my stuff years ago, but I wanted to try to get back into it. In fact, I can't count how many times I've seen those scenarios. I say all of this because I don't want this to be you, dear viewer. I want you to go play guitar. So I say it at the end of every fucking video. Because if we just force ourselves to do something that's good for us once in a while, those little wins add up to big wins. If you go for a walk a few times a week and get yourself ready to go for a run or at least hit the floor for some push-ups, then that's better than nothing, isn't it? You can do this. You can break out of whatever it is that's holding you back. You can put the phone down for half an hour. And it all starts with a small step, a step towards that rusty guitar. Don't worry about the strings, or the pedals, or the amp. Shit, man, don't even plug it in. Just pick it up and feel it again. Remember the good times. And try to associate the instrument with a positive release instead of another chore. You don't have to practice guitar. You can just play guitar. Stop putting pressure on yourself. It's supposed to be fun, remember? Anyway, that's all I got for today. Go play guitar.